Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Alex, and I'm going to take the Cynic out of my name for the next few videos because it seems that some people in the comment section forgot the title of the channel. So it's just Alex. Anyways, guys, today we're going to check out Cosmic Ghost Rider. He looks so cool, and he's amazing, and he's great. Anyways, we are actually going to check out Cosmic Ghost Rider on my real account. I got the uniform all the way up to Legendary, and it is a uniform for Frank Castle that turns him into the cosmic motorcycle riding, gun wielding Punisher, or Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider, Punisher Rider. Yes. Okay, so Cosmic Ghost Rider, what can you expect? Short summary here: glass cannon is the best way that I can explain this character. High damage, or potential, I wouldn't even say high damage, potentially high damage. He's sort of like a glass cannon, but quite low on the defenses despite being universal, and then quite low on the HP as well. So on top of that, he doesn't have a lot of iframes. He really only has iframes on, I believe, 1 and 5, and 5 is a delayed iframe. So very few iframes. Only one skill gives him any kind of defense. It's a 20% heal, and it's a 100% immunity for 5 seconds, so that is nice. But otherwise, he doesn't have any other defenses. He doesn't have any self buffs that give him all defense. He doesn't have any, other iframes or invincibility or even a guard hit, and that does make him very squishy. He does have 25% damage reduction, but it doesn't help. Ask Blue Marvel. He has 70% damage reduction, and it does not help. But he is kind of a glass cannon because, on top of having the 50-50 increased damage to superheroes and supervillains, which would make him potentially good for PvP, potentially good against any world boss, he also has very high damage, although very low number of hits on Power Cosmic Pulse, with minus 50% all defense down that does ignore immunity. So those are really nice synergistic properties. Oh, on top of the fact that Hell Chain Wave gives him insane accumulation. Insane accumulation equals the Sharon Rogers accumulation. So he can bump his attack stat by up to 225% if he accumulates the maximum amount of damage. The problem is, or the difficulties that you're going to run into with the character are, like I said, he only has an iframe on 1 and then an iframe on 5 here, and the iframe on 5 has a very long delay, as you saw there, where he like winds up because he's pulling his bike up out of hell, which is cool. But if they had given him like a 2 or 3 second invincibility here, that would have been really cool, and that would have made the character a lot more functional and potentially a lot more threatening for different content. And then the other problem for any of you guys that are going to use a regular damage proc on him, or even a CTP of destruction or energy, here's the problem. His main damage, almost all of his damage, comes from 3 into 4. 4 doesn't have that many hits. You can see here, if I hit just one enemy, it's 10 hits. Very low number of hits. 10 hits is very bad. It doesn't synergize with the CTP of energy. And not only does it not synergize with the CTP of energy, how are you going to trigger your damage proc? It's very, it's very likely that at least 1, 2, 3 times per battle, if you do this into this, you're not going to trigger your damage proc, and then you just lost all your damage, because as you'll find out, 1, 2, and 5 do very little damage. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend this uniform. As cool as it is, sorry Donny Cates, I really think you should write to the Netmarble staff and get them, complain in my place, and get them to buff your boy Cosmic Ghost Rider. He definitely deserves to be better than this. He's not bad, and this is the best uniform that Punisher's ever had. So that's saying something, because they've tried, as you can see, 4 times. This is Punisher's 5th uniform. Sad days for characters who don't have uniforms. Anyways, no complaining, Alex. Remember, it's just Alex now. So, it's the best uniform Punisher's ever gotten, but I still feel as though it's unfinished. So hopefully, just like they took away his bike, hopefully they're working on it in the background. Hopefully when we get that mid-month update for Silver Surfer, because, Silver Surfer Black and Cosmic Ghost Rider actually fought in the comics. Hopefully they will bump up Cosmic Ghost Rider. If you ask me, what does he need to be better? Well, as you'll see from the content I'm about to show you, he needs a lot more damage on 5. Unfortunately, they did not fix or alter the damage on Hell Cycle Shockwave. I would also say they should either make the skill a full iframe, or give him immunity or invincibility at the beginning of the skill, and then I would either, bump up the damage on 1 and 2, or bump up the number of hits on 4. If they just made this like 16 or 17 hits, not quite double, I think he would be a lot more consistently bursty, which is okay. he's still not going to be overpowered. I mean, look at Sharon Rogers. She has like 50 hits on her fifth and fourth skill, and she's got the accumulation, and she's tier 3, etc. So, how should you build your Cosmic Ghost Rider if you have him? Well, because of his passives, he's actually very easy to build. He keeps the Frank Castle passive, so he's got 15% ignore defense on a one-man army, and then pain tolerance gives him 10% cooldown. So even if you have bad card stats, it's very easy to overcap his stats. And a lot of you guys in the comment section, boy, some of you guys should just scroll through the comments and see that your comment is there so that you don't have to leave it again. Because there was about 25 comments telling me that the show exceeded stats was not a bug for Beta Ray Bill, that he needs to be 6 stars, level 60 in order for it to show up. Thank you for reminding me. I sometimes forget some of these smaller details about the game. But yeah, as you can see, I'm overcapped by almost 10% on both of those stats. So you can really choose. The nice thing about Punisher is you can sort of choose. If you get Power of Angry Hulk, keep it. If you get Overdrive, keep it. If you get Hawkeye, you could keep it. Honestly, there's not a huge difference between those 3 sets. Probably the biggest difference is going to be the attack speed that you're going to get versus not getting it on Overdrive. I believe Hawkeye also has attack speed. It does not. Okay, so Power of Angry Hulk is the only one that has attack speed. I do think attack speed is good for Punisher. Because of that 5th skill. You want to get into the iframe faster. So because of that, I would say maybe I lean a little bit towards Power of Angry Hulk, but I wouldn't blow the bank spending tens of millions of gold rolling for Power of Angry Hulk. You can settle on Overdrive, you can settle on Hawkeye. It's not going to destroy his build. For the Obelisk, you don't want to go with anything fire damage or CTP of Judgment related. As you can see, he only has 2 skills that do flame damage. And believe me, 3 is okay, the damage is okay. 2 is not, the damage is not good. So you're really not going to get much value out of giving him fire damage. It's a shame. I honestly think that Hell Cycle Shockwave should also be fire damage because it's a huge lava plume. But I'm not a developer, I'm a YouTuber. So there's that. So yeah, I would just recommend something, I think CTP of Energy could be good for him. I honestly do think, I know you hate hearing this, but a CTP of Rage is probably the best bet for him. You could try a CTP of Greed or a CTP of Regeneration for PvP if you wanted to, because he's got that juicy 20% heal. And I will show you one character that he can actually do well against in PvP, but I honestly don't think that he's made for PvP, unfortunately. He just doesn't have enough. Like I said, no penetration. Well, I didn't say this before, but no penetration, and then I did say no invincibility, only one immunity skill, only 2 iframes, and one of them is very hard to get into because it's got a wind up. And usually what happens in PvP, if you wind up into an iframe skill, your enemy just does an iframe skill and then interrupts you, and then you just stand there. Also, some people have mentioned to me that they think Ghost Rider's 5th skill is an iframe ignore. It's not, and I'll show you. But yeah, that's what I would say for his build. I would probably just build him for PvE content. You're going to see quite a few players, if you talk to like higher level players, building him with the CTP of Rage for... Yo, his chain just like ends there, eh? Anyways, they're going to be building him for ABX to replace Thanos, so they're going to be giving him a CTP of Rage, and I'm sure if you go over here and you take a look at the highest ranked players here, they will have a CTP of Rage already equipped. This does not mean that he is going to be very, very good with the CTP of Rage. The reason why players are jumping on this opportunity, the reason why ABX players are jumping on this opportunity to give Cosmic Ghost Rider a CTP of Rage is because, yes, he gets turned into a villain, so he can compete in the Universal Villain Day, and he can score close to, he can score about as much as Thanos. He's not actually a lot better than Thanos, but the thing is, Thanos is just so strong for Alliance Tournament and Alliance Conquest and other PvP game modes that most players that play ABX and play those other game modes are just desperate to take their CTP of Rage off of Thanos and give him a CTP of Regen, because that's where he truly shines. He's really, really PvP oriented, so that's why that's the case. I'm not saying that's the best use for your CTP of Rage. Like I said, I can't even really recommend this uniform at the moment, despite my build, despite being ranked 600. I'm not that impressed with this character. Unfortunately, this is not a rogue level rework for this character. He doesn't have 5 amazing skills. They didn't change any of his passives. And yeah, the uniform effect is nice, but I think they really could have gone further with him. Instead of giving him decreased damage received, honestly, if they had given him like 50% more HP, which is not even that much. I mean, how much did they give Thing? And Thing is nowhere near as strong as Cosmic Ghost Rider. They gave him 15% max HP to all allies. So if they had given Ghost Rider just 30% more HP by himself, or if they had given him some other kind of reduction to make him tankier, I really would have loved and preferred to see that. So first thing, we're going to take him against a stage 20 Thanos. I'm doing this so that you can get a little bit of an idea of his damage. He's going to get the fire increase from Ghost Panther, but like I said, it's not much. He's going to use his own 24% all-attack leadership, which is nice. It's not amazing, but it's something. And then he's going to use the increased damage against universals from Ebony, and he's going to use the decreased incoming damage from universals. Now, the way you play Cosmic Ghost Rider is pretty straightforward. You use his third skill, you get hit, then you use his fourth skill. That's the whole strategy. After that, you can sort of ad-lib what you want. I would recommend going into the fifth skill and not canceling because you want that iframe, because like I said, he doesn't have any other immunity skills. But you'll see here. So he's going to do this laser attack. We're going to do 3 to take damage, and then we're going to do 5. Or 4, sorry. So there you go. You can see huge burst damage. Yeah, those bars were flying by, and you can replicate that at higher stages with a better build. I don't think I mentioned my obelisk, but I have a guard break 200 proc obelisk. It's not a CTP or anything like that. So yeah, Ghost Rider does have the potential for huge burst damage, definitely. The problem is that see, he's got low HP, and then what happens is sometimes your proc will just not land. So you can see there, I used the skill, but the proc didn't land, so it did less than a bar. Now I want to show you what happens. We applied the L defense down. I'm going to use his fifth skill. Check out the damage. Not bad, actually. A little bit better than I expected. Get hit. Use the fourth skill. So yeah, he's got some burst. He's definitely got some burst. But as you can see, when there's no proc, his fifth skill damage is very, very low. Now we're gonna have to. So this is basically you know, an intro to his damage. Unfortunately, because he deals physical damage, the elemental side of him won't make him good for Ebony. So you're mostly just going to be using him against Proxima. And maybe Thanos if you want. But it can be a little risky. It can be a little bit dicey. We were supposed to bait him. Okay. I keep forgetting what I have to do. He's not doing bad, but this is stage 20. So yeah. I don't think he's going to knock your socks off. Maybe if you gave him a CTP of Rage, he'll do better. But I think I even saw... Well, it is Giant Boss Raid, but I saw Abaddon doing Giant Boss Raid. Okay, so here. Iframe Ignore. No iframe ignore. You can see there I'm pressing that fifth skill. No iframe ignore. Thanos was in an iframe. Tried to hit him. Didn't work. Abaddon, Angry Chicken. He did a video on Ghost Rider versus Master Mold, and it took him about 4 minutes with the CTP of Rage, which speaks to the raw damage of the character, which means that the raw damage of Cosmic Ghost Rider is not very good. And then I just died there. That's okay. I wanted to die. So yeah, 4 minutes to clear Master Mold with the CTP of Rage is pretty low base damage. The burst you're seeing comes from the combination of accumulation on Hell's Chain Wave and all defense down. However, as you can see, it's a little bit hit and miss. I really wish that they had added more hits to this. Otherwise, another way of changing this character that they could for the better would be to add some hits at the beginning of Hell Chain Wave that you could cancel. So if you could do 3 and then, you know, just imagine that the chains would like fly out and hit Thanos and then you could cancel it. I mean, you can cancel it, I'll show you, but it's still a little bit hard. If they made that easier, not specifically against Thanos, but if they made that easier, then it would make the character a lot easier to proc on. Like, you can wait until the chain comes out, but see, by that point, you know, canceling it is pretty difficult. So by that point, once you're probably have already procced on 3 by accident, but you can definitely do that. And that's probably the best way to open if you're trying to land a proc on like a CTP of energy or something like that. Now I want to take him into a little bit of PvP because I think some people will try him in PvP. I don't think he has very many... I don't think he has... I can fight 1 versus 3? Okay. I was like, what? I don't think he has very many good matchups in PvP. And as we know, you can just cheese PvP with the same 3 characters over and over again. So there's not a huge incentive to buy new uniforms just for PvP. But against Silver Surfer specifically, I think he's nice. All you have to do is bait out that attack by Silver Surfer, that reflect attack. Okay, I guess not. Anyways, all you got to do is bait out that attack by Silver Surfer. And then you can kill him. So you heal, and then you just blast him. It's pretty satisfying, I gotta say. It's pretty satisfying. And you can actually do it even when Ghost Rider doesn't have that... Okay, never mind. You can even do that when Ghost Rider doesn't have has that skill up. Boom. It's pretty nice. However, against other characters, as you're gonna see, he just does not measure up. Yeah, so if you want to bring Cosmic Ghost Rider in PvP against, you know, certain characters, there may be other matchups that he does well against. Silver Surfer was the one that I noticed. I tried using Cosmic Ghost Rider's 5th skill against Black Widow, but it just does not work. He could be a decent counter to Black Widow, actually, because his main damage does not involve iframes. So the thing that makes characters like Silver Surfer so strong is that if you have to use an iframe skill to kill them, they will iframe interrupt you with their other skills. So, you know, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill this Jean Grey with my Jean Grey, and then I'm going to switch to Cosmic Ghost Rider. So the problem is, if you try to iframe kill Black Widow, or you try to iframe kill Silver Surfer or Captain Marvel, they will go into their iframe ignore skill, their 3rd skill or their 4th skill. That's the good thing about Cosmic Ghost Rider, is his main damage combo involves 2 skills that do not have iframes. On top of that, for Silver Surfer specifically, he doesn't have any penetration. They're probably going to change that with the newest uniform when it comes out. But for now, unless he has a CTP of Destruction, he won't have any penetration. So we're going to switch over to Ghost Rider here. Okay, so... Alright, that didn't work. Okay, we're going to have to stall here. She went into her 5th skill right away. That's just sort of bad timing. You can't really control what the AI does. The AI seems hell-bent on using the 5th skill. Hopefully she doesn't kill herself to reflect here. Need to run away so that she maybe does her 5th skill. I don't mind if you kill Colossus. That's fine. Okay, so we're setting ourselves up nicely here. Okay, so now when we switch... Okay, he died instantaneously. Well, I mean, Black Widow's really good for PvP. The bad news is I don't think Cosmic Ghost Rider is very good for PvP. I do think that they need to... I do think they need to buff him. But I think if you're a diehard fan of the character... or if you're just a diehard fan of Punisher, then you're probably going to pick this one up anyways. You can make it work. It's not a terrible uniform, but I definitely think it could be better. And I do think it should be better because he's so badass. And in the comics, his power level is extremely high. I mean, it takes a buffed up Silver Surfer wielding a particularly strong mythic weapon to kill him. So, like, to put him down. So, and I don't even think that puts him down permanently. Oh yeah, maybe it does. Anywho, yeah, so let me know what you think of Cosmic Ghost Rider. If you're going to use him for PvE or PvP or a mixture of both, hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.